Okay, now we're ready to make the pumpkin fall. So when the green flag is clicked, we want the pumpkin to always start at the top and then fall down. So we need to go and grab a control that says green flag. Now we need to make sure that the pumpkin falls straight down the y-axis. So we need to click on the motion. And notice that we always want, when the green flag is clicked, for the pumpkin to always go back to the starting position. And this is our starting position. Each of ours may be a little different just on where you placed yours. But notice that in the X and the Y tab, that it tells us exactly where that pumpkin is right now. So we're going to grab that, go to X, go to Y, and place it there. So all that says is when we start the game by clicking the green flag, the pumpkin should always go to this position. One block is executed after the other in order from top to bottom. Now we're going to talk about loops. We want the pumpkin to continue to move down unless the witch catches it. How do we make this happen? Well, we could use lots of blocks, one after the other, but that would be slow and repetitive. We need a way to repeat a block or set of blocks. This is called a loop or an iteration. So in Scratch, we can use a forever loop that executes the blocks inside of it until the script is stopped. So I could say that I want that pumpkin to change going down the y-axis, and going down, remember, is negative, just like going to the left is negative. So I wanted to change its position on the y-axis one at a time going down. So I'm going to find that change y by. And I want to change y by a -1. Now, like I said, I could keep adding all of these in here and keep duplicating all the way down until I hit a -180. But that would be a bit redundant. So we could actually put that in a forever loop. So let's grab a forever loop and place that change y by forever. So that meaning that it's going to go straight down forever. And let's place that back in there together. And if you need a moment to pause, go ahead and do that at this time. Now we need to catch the pumpkin. So if the pumpkin touches the witch, is our goal, then it's caught. And we need a way to track how many pumpkins that we have caught with a score. So we will need to increment, we will make an increment of score each time we catch the pumpkin. If we are going to keep track of the score, we want something to hold that current score in. And we want to be able to change the score. We want the value to change or vary. So because it varies, we call this a variable. So let's go to variables. Let's go to make a variable. And we're going to call this score. And hit OK. Notice the score pops up right here. Now when the game starts, we always want the game to start at 0. So let's grab that. And where should we place this? Remember, everything needs to be placed in order as you create your program. So we probably need this to think about this. When the green flag is clicked, pumpkin goes to these coordinates, and the score should always go to 0. So let's go ahead and put that next. If you sometimes just stop and think about how you want each thing to happen, you won't get yourself caught in a loop where you can't get out of, or a bug. So now we need to make some conditions. We want to increase the score if the witch caught the pumpkin. But this action will only occur if some condition is true. This is called a conditional or an if statement. Did we catch the pumpkin? So from the control, we're going to drag out an if statement. And what is the if talking about? Well, we have to check if the pumpkin is touching the witch. Okay, so if it touches the witch, then that means that's true. So if it's true, then we should get a point, correct? So if it touches the witch, so we need to go to sensing. Grab touching and drop it in there. It's going to ask us touching what? You choose. In this case, it's the witch. So if it touches the witch, what do we want to happen? Well, we want to change the score, correct? So let's go back to variables and say we'll change the score, and let's change it by 1 point for now. So at this time, I'm going to just, remember this forever, this is always in the forever loop, correct? I'm going to take this out for just a moment, and I'm going to drop this into the forever, because forever, if it touches the witch forever, I get a point. But I always want it to keep going down the y-axis, so we want to put this on the outside portion. So this is still in the forever loop, but it does not belong inside the if. Let's try it out. When the green flag is clicked, it should drop down. If I touch it, I should get a point. Ah, but look what happens. I keep getting many, many points because I never told the pumpkin to do anything else but keep going. Let's stop. Go ahead and pause at this time.